What is going on, everybody? It is Giants Nick here, back with another video with my second team prediction. And I don't know if you guys saw, but if you saw my team prediction yesterday, I did the New York Football Giants, and today I am going to do the Washington Football Team. Before I begin, I just want to let you guys know that I am going to do all 32 teams once again. And please like the vid, sub to the channel. I appreciate it. When you guys sub to the channel, it gives me more motivation to get out more series, more videos. So definitely like the video, sub to the channel, and here we go. So the Washington Football Team. After a 7-9 season last year, the Washington Football Team made the playoffs, and they almost beat the world champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They were a definite dominant defense. I think Ron Rivera did an excellent job with all the different quarterbacks that he had to deal with, from Dwayne Haskins' disaster to Alex Smith to Kyle Allen. I mean, everything he did was Ron Rivera gets all the props in the world. There was no reason they ever should have been close to the playoffs, but they won the games they needed to, and they made it there. So let's talk about this season. I'm excited for Washington. Even though I'm a Giant fan, I think Washington's going to be a very good football team. And I even said in my last video, I think this is the first year the Giants don't sweep Washington in the last three. I think Washington is good enough, and I think they did enough in free agency so far. Because remember, this is all pre-draft. This is pre-draft predictions. I think they did enough to the point where we can be excited about what they can, become this year. So let's start off by talking about the free agents. Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel was a great signing, in my opinion. They didn't get him on a too expensive deal, and he's a good ball player. He's another one of those Ohio State gadget guys, and a lot of those Ohio State gadget guys, they can line up in the backfield, wildcat. They play receiver very well. He has good hands, great agility. Curtis Samuel was a good signing at a good price. Next is Ryan Fitzpatrick. Ryan Fitzpatrick is who they signed to kind of, figure out the quarterback position. I'm not a huge fan of this signing. He is a 38-year-old quarterback. I love Fitzmagic. I do. But I feel like there was more that they could have done to, quote-unquote, fix the quarterback situation, because their quarterback situation is still a mess. I think it's a big problem. Next is Brandon Scherff, the offensive guard for Washington. They re-signed him. They got him on the franchise tag. This was necessary. He is a great player, an all-out great player. I mean, this kid is one of the best offensive linemen in the NFL. And ever since he's been picked, he's been absolutely elite, without a doubt. I think they did a really good job locking him up now. I think they need to get him on that big contract, and if they do, they should see more stability for their offensive line. They also re-signed Kyle Allen in this picture. They tendered him a contract. I could see him starting. If Fitzpatrick struggles, I could see him starting. Kyle Allen is a weird situation because he's been pretty good in his career. He's never been great. Last year, he played well in the time he took over for Haskins, I think, in my opinion. I thought he played well until he got hurt against the Giants. But, yeah, he's going to be back. He's going to be in camp. He's going to, compete for a job. And finally, their big ticket signing, William Jackson. I like the signing. Just like Adoree Jackson, he is a really good man corner. William Jackson does have a tendency to bite on the double move, but every corner does that. I think he's a very, very good corner. I think he's very solid, and I think with this Washington defense, they could do a lot of damage. I think this defense is ridiculously good. I think they're strong, and William Jackson's a good ball player, and Fitzpatrick can ball out. They can do a lot of great things. So definitely look for them to, really be a very good ball club this upcoming year. But the important thing to remember is the Giants also had a good free agency, and when I get to Dallas's video, Dallas also had a good free agency. This is going to be a tough year in the division, and I think Washington being in first last year and making the playoffs, giving them one tougher matchup, I think it's going to hurt them big time. So here we go. This is their schedule. I'm going to go week by week, or not week by week, opponent by opponent, and give you what I think. So I think, first of all, I think they start off with a win. Washington's going to start off with a win. Dallas at home. I gave Washington 1-1s with the Giants and Dallas, and they deserve them. I am a win against Philly. Like I said in the last video, I think Philly's going to be terrible. You'll see when I get to their video. They do not look very good, to be frank. They don't. I give them, again, the 1-1 with the Giants. I think this is the year they finally take one from the Giants. The Giants have kind of had their number the last few years. They've beaten them pretty bad, and last year they beat them again, even though they were close games. But I would look for that change. I'm still high on the Saints. I said this yesterday. I'm still high on the Saints. I'm high on their quarterback room. I think Jameis Winston can make the offense elite. They did a lot in the offseason to work with the cap and make sure that the cap space didn't actually kill them. I think they did a pretty good job, but it's to be seen how good they actually are. Whether Taysom Hill's the starter or Jameis is the starter, I think if Jameis starts and Taysom Hill plays a lot and does different things, I think they'll win. If Taysom Hill's the starter, I'm not sure they're going to be great. I think teams are going to figure him out. Kind of like you'll see my prediction on Jalen Hurts in his season. Next, Tampa Bay's a loss. I'm going to give the world champions more props here. As much as Washington almost beat them last year and the Giants almost beat them last year, they're still a better team. They brought everybody back. They just signed Leonard Fournette yesterday. And the only person they're missing is Antonio Brown. So, really, they're just a very good team, and I wouldn't mess with them. So, Kansas City's a loss. I have Kansas City pretty much sweeping this entire division. I actually think the only team that can compete with Kansas City is Dallas, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Kansas City does everything Washington does right. Kansas City does better. Outside of rushing the passer. Their offensive line isn't very good yet. They do have two great guards. Their guards are great. They have Kyle Long and they have Joe Thuney. They're great guards. The center is not bad either, but the problem is they need to work on getting a better tackle situation. They just lost Schwartz and they lost Fisher. They put them both on free agency, so we'll see how they fare against them. The Chargers are an interesting one to me because the Chargers have this sort of, I want to be excited about them, but yet they're still the Chargers, so we'll see what happens. They are almost as bad as Atlanta, if not as bad as Atlanta in blowing leads and blowing games. Anthony Lynn's out of the building, which is unfortunate. He just couldn't manage the game late in the game, even though he's a great coach, great coordinator. I don't think they're going to win that. I think they're going to win that game, and I think they're going to beat up on Herbert's offensive line. I'm giving them a loss against Seattle. This is what I was talking about when I said being in first place sort of hurts them because you have to play two first place teams from different divisions. Seattle. So Seattle is as much turmoil as they're going through right now. Seattle's a good ball club. Let's not lie. Seattle's a good ball club. Wilson's not going anywhere, and if he does, this prediction will change. But no, Seattle, you're not going to beat Seattle. Next is the Dallas Cowboys. Like I said, I'm giving them a 1-1. I think I'll give the teams the home game, and I'll make them lose the away game just to be, even and fair. Definitely there. I'm going to give them another win against Philly. Like I said, Philly is a dumpster fire. They're no good. 1-1 again against the Giants. Carolina, I don't think Carolina did enough to address the quarterback position in this offseason. I think if they draft Mac Jones, it's like having Teddy Bridgewater. So I don't get, unless they're getting Justin Fields or somebody like that, I don't see them being too great this year. I know Matt Rule came close. They did some solid things on defense. Don't get me wrong. If they can address the quarterback situation, I may have them overtaking the New Orleans in the division. So that is something definitely to keep an eye on. Atlanta is going to be a win. It's Atlanta. They love to blow games. Obviously, we know that. But unless they get Kyle Pitts in the draft, which now it looks more like they may go skill position, then it might change it up. Because having Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, and Hayden Hurst combined with a Kyle Pitts, Jalen Waddle, Jamar Chase, Devonta Smith, it could be incredible. They could be a very good team. Next, Oakland, I'm giving them a win. Oh, like I said in the last video, Oakland, for some reason, got rid of 3 of their 5 offensive linemen and then got another running back. I don't get it. And now they say he's going to be used a lot at receiver, whose his hands are okay. So I really don't get what they did this offseason. I don't like it. I think Denver stinks. I'm just going to be frank. I think Denver stinks. I don't think they're a good team. I think Drew Lock is not the truth. Everyone wants to anoint him king because he lip sank a song. No. Drew Lock is definitely not the truth. I don't like him. I don't think he's very good. And finally, the Packers is a loss. Green Bay basically brought everybody back, pretty much. That simple, frank. Green Bay pretty much brought everybody back, and they're good. Green Bay is good, man. I can't mess around with them. But that's really Washington. That's what they look like. I think 9-7 is a really fair. I think 9-7 is a really fair grading for them. There's a couple swing games in here. I can see Carolina taking a game from them. I can also see them taking a game from a team like Seattle. I can see them possibly sweeping Dallas or the Giants, or they can lose. There's a lot of games here, but I definitely will say winning and going to the playoffs last year obviously hurts their chances this year because instead of playing the Bears, they have to play the Packers. And instead of playing the Rams, well, actually, I think the Rams are going to be better than Seattle, but they have to play Seattle, and that's the only downfall. I believe the team they would play in Week 17 or Game 17 if they have one is Buffalo. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. I know the Giants have the Dolphins. I believe the Reds Washington football team has Buffalo. If not, they'll have one of the other AFC East teams. They'll have either... yes, it is Buffalo. It is because Washington finished first place. Buffalo finished first place. So that would be even harder. They would be at 9-8, which is really tough. I don't think they would beat the Bills. I think the Bills are a great team. But that is really my Washington prediction. Again, thanks for watching the video. Make sure you sub to the channel, like the video, show the love wherever you can do it. I appreciate all the support. Thank you guys, and have a good one.